Hello, hello, and welcome to another episode of the Gen X Talk Podcast. I'm one of your co-hosts, Jab. I got JB to the left of me.
Yo.
And my man Mike to the right. How y'all
What's
doing
up?
today?
Good.
Everybody
I'm
good?
doing real good. No, I'm doing real good. I'm just kind of deep in this topic we're going to be talking about.
All
My
right.
mind's swimming on.
Well, let me get on it. Okay, today, our topic today is we're taking a supersized dive into obesity and fat shaming. That's what we're going to talk about today. Real quick, everyone, if you're on YouTube, could you please hit that like button and subscribe. That's what we need from you all to do. If you can like, share, and subscribe. Remember that. We also today will be opening up our phone lines a little later. Go ahead right now if you're listening. That number is 817-382-7012. If you have anything you want to talk about, discuss concerning this topic or maybe even anything, we're going to open up the lines a little later. So you all go ahead and start telling your friends. If you're watching us live right now, pass that around. And remember, when you're listening later, you will not be able to call in. That's just today during the live. Well, we're going to get this kicked off real quick. We're going to start off with our segment, Let's Eat, and it kind of goes along with the topic, current news, what's going on. I don't know how many people out there are familiar with it, but her name is Jackie O. She was the life partner of the comedian DC Youngfly. I think everyone knows them mostly from Wild 'N Out and 95 South. Real funny guy. I believe they met during Wild 'N Out. I know it was in 2015 they've been together. She was 32 years old. She was a mother of 3 kids, his 3 kids. So, he is going to be a single father as of right now. Their children are Nala, and Prince was their names. Basically what happened, and it kind of goes along with our topic, she was in Miami going to have one of these things that are known as a mommy makeover.
Mommy makeover.
Now, if you all are not familiar with a mommy makeover, those things can consist of all of these things I'm about to name. Now, you all take this: a tummy tuck, breast augmentation, breast lift, liposuction, and even something called vaginal rejuvenational surgery. And I think that's to tighten it back
It's a serious topic, so good.
Yeah, I think that's to tighten it back up, and I think there's a lot of people who probably could take advantage of this.
I ain't saying shit.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that have had a rough life, a long party life, a lot of, I don't know, but anyway, no, this is serious. So she went and she had that, some people say plastic surgery. I'm thinking she was getting a lot of things done. And it's said to have been some complications from the surgery. And I think she was found dead or unresponsive in a Miami hotel later after the surgery. I don't have all the information because, of course, I'm not a journalist, but you can Google, and I think just a few days ago they did rule it as complications from the surgery. There's a couple of YouTubes out with her doctor. Her real name, I think, is Jackie Smith, but she goes by Jackie O. So, yeah, man. So, when you all are out here, women getting these things done, I always recommend the gym. Recommend the gym and eating, healthy. But I understand due to health and a lot of other reasons, there are, surgeries that are very necessary. But some of these things are not really necessary.
See, I'm trying to wonder,
whereas health-wise, they're more physical. They're more
vanity.
Yes, they're more physical. They're more, I guess it goes along with the Hollywood lifestyle. You want to get your stomach all the way flat. You want to this, and to put in the work, it takes a lot longer. And so I don't really want to judge. I have my opinion about it. Maybe later on the show we'll talk about it. I don't really want to judge it, especially being that this sister died.
No,
my heart goes out to her, and her children especially. I mean, think about your mom, who's basically a celebrity figure, and she goes to have what's a common, simple surgery. Not like, oh, she needed a new liver or heart, or she had, just something that she chose to go do. And, oh, man, it's rough, man. So, shout out to DC Youngfly. Our prayers are with you and the children, and,
Well, I am trying to wrap my mind around this whole vaginal reconstruction thing.
How did I know that we were going back to that?
Because I'm trying to understand. Like, I understand. No, I'm trying to like the psychology of it. Because I'm trying to understand. I get breast. I get tummy tucking. What happens? I mean, you know, why is a woman
they tighten it back up? Well,
it's about a constriction thing, like
yeah. I know you know about somebody that.
I don't know anyone that's done it.
But the thing,
no, not that done it, but they probably could have used.
We're all scared to talk. Look, we're scared out here now.
No, I mean, basically, there's women out here. I'm not going to even call them due to sex and shit. I'm just going to say due to having children.
Okay.
And their vagina, I guess it doesn't close back properly.
It doesn't have that same grip.
That grip, yeah. Those walls those walls have been knocked down due to bearing children is the reason that the doctors are allowing it. Now, some of us who really know a little more know that it could be from just being worn out, sexually, whatever the reason. The women at around the age of 40, 45, 50, they're going and they're having this stuff done. And basically it's putting their stuff back intact, like when they were younger.
But I think that's more about the muscles inside. I think it's more about like doing Kegels and stuff like that,
But it's a surgery. Well, it's just like, I guess we're getting into the topic. But it's like this when people are lazy. It's no different than selling drugs. People sell drugs not always because they have to. They don't want to do the work. You know how long it'll take? Okay, I'm just using an example. Yeah. I got to go to college, or I got to start this business. I got to advertise. I got to do this. And maybe in 15 years, you'll be a millionaire.
Yeah.
But you can go sell drugs, and everybody knows, and overnight, $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, you can make $10,000, $20,000 a week. Yeah. You know what I mean? So people do it. You can go work out, and like he just said, do these exercises. But I can go have this surgery, and I don't have to worry about it. It's done immediately. I could go to the gym and change my diet. I could eat less. Or I can go have this surgery, and, after I heal up, I'm there.
Yeah.
So I think some things, that's the reason. People want things right now. Maybe the woman's done the, whatever those are. What is it called again?
Kegels.
Yeah, maybe she's done the Kegels. And she's
Freaks on this side of the table.
She's tired of doing Kegels. And she's like, you know what? Fuck these Kegels. I'm just going to go, I don't know.
I wonder if there's a personal trainer out there that teaches people how to do Kegels.
Oh, I'm sure they exist.
What's up, J-Dub?
And
what's up, Amy?
We don't know enough about vaginas to really carry on much further. Misti said it's like loose skin. Once stretched, it'll only snap back so much. Kegels.
Great!
Yeah, I knew that. I'm telling you, the walls has been knocked down.
Yeah, I mean, I probably knocked a few of those walls down on, what I'm saying? Whatever.
I think it was those babies.
It probably was.
Babies is packing more than any of us. I don't care what kind of lies we tell.
Yeah,
8 pounds sounds like
that's big.
Yeah, I say that to people all the time.
Out, yeah.
That the penis ain't dead.
So,
it's a baby.
Don't believe her when she's doing all that moaning and shit. She's lying.
So I wonder, when we get into fat shaming.
Oh yeah,
this is intriguing. I noticed that was a sensitive topic for you, maybe, Mike. Because you've gone through some transformations, right? We can talk about that?
Yeah, we can talk about that.
I thought we did,
back in December, I had a weight loss surgery. I had a gastric bypass done. I once weighed 415 pounds.
Did you get that big?
Yeah, I did.
Dude. But you're big anyways, though. Like, you're a big guy.
Yeah, I've been a tall guy.
But Mike, in school days, was like the little skinny dude.
Lean.
We called him Tree.
Lean.
Or Stick or something. Didn't we call you Stick or Tree?
Toothpick.
In football, though, they called you Tree or Stick. One or the other, I thought.
Toothpick.
He got big, though. He got big.
Hey, he was a little skinny guy like JJ.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
timing over here.
I didn't fill out until after high school. Like in my 20s, I was in pretty decent shape. And then somewhere after 25, I just got bigger and bigger and bigger.
So you got up to 415.
415.
Jesus. And then what?
And then at that point, I was trying.
By the way, I ain't fat shaming
all sorts of things. I don't mind. I mean, we can talk about it.
No, it's okay.
I tried diets. I cut out things. I was going to the gym, and what would happen would be I'd lose some weight for a while, and then I would hit a plateau where I didn't lose anymore.
Yeah.
And every time I would get frustrated, and I just not only did I quit, I started binging hard afterwards, after every diet. So at towards the end of last year, my doctor recommended that I did the weight loss surgery. So I did, and my sister actually helped me out a lot as far as getting it set up and getting out there. And I did it. I weighed 371 at the time of the surgery, which was 6 months ago. And right now I am at 265. So I've lost almost 110 pounds in 6 months. And to tell the truth,
Congrats, by the way. That's a big deal.
there was a lot to it. You know, I didn't do it because I wanted a certain look or anything. I did it really because I didn't want to die.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people our age that were my size are dead or have had very major issues. And I was at a point where I knew that my turn was coming. And honestly, I had given up. I was just like, okay, I'm going to die. Life wasn't meant for everybody. And I legit accepted it. And for the longest time, I was like, you know, people this big don't live this long. It's going to be me.
Yeah.
And I just turned it around, I guess, and made the decision. And
What motivated you to make that decision?
my doctor is suggesting it.
Told you, well, like, what? How did they suggest it? You mind me asking?
It was
Because I think other people could hear this. Like,
it was because I had been trying to diet and whatever, and I made some progress. And then, like I said, I stopped and I binged. And then the next time I went to a checkup, I had actually gained weight. And she just looked at me like, hey, have you ever considered having surgery for weight loss? And I was like, no, I never really thought about it, but I'm willing to look into it. And then I decided to do it. And then, like I said, my sister, she actually set me up with a doctor because my insurance wouldn't cover it. So I couldn't even do it here. I had to go to Mexico to get the surgery
because
done.
of the cost?
Yeah.
Well, like, what's it cost?
For me, it was about $6,000 plus the plane ticket.
What would it cost like here?
Yeah.
A lot more
Close
here.
to 20.
Damn.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers here don't play.
Yeah. It was a lot here, and insurance wouldn't touch it. So I was like, okay, I'm going to Mexico.
So when you were larger, did you experience fat shaming from other people?
Probably behind his back more than
Probably more behind my back. But I don't know.
I
man.
did, Mike. I talked about you a couple times, but I didn't say nothing that bad.
I mean, you know, there were people that I would talk to that I don't know. I can't really pinpoint anyone who was really just throwing me under the bus, even at my biggest. But I knew people who did it to other people. And to tell the truth, the people who get fat shamed the most are women. It's not guys. Like, big fat dudes can kind of just live their life and no one really says anything. But women get it bad.
Yeah.
Yourmom.com.
I'm looking at Vicky. She's like, she was shamed for the first time in 6th grade. I was actually, myself, bro, I was up to about 320 pounds at one time in 2009, 2010, after my grandmother passed. And I think I was still married, and like, I didn't really go anywhere. I didn't do nothing. Couldn't play basketball, like the stuff I used to do. And I'm actually back up to like 270 now. I just look better because it's more solid. But
you don't look fat.
But I was 320 more fat.
Yeah.
And I got down to 185 pounds, my lowest for one of my professional fights. And I never got fat shamed or anything, but once I lost weight, people would say stuff like, dang, fool, you used to be big in a motherfucker, man.
Yeah.
Like, damn, you lost that weight, man. Man, I remember you real big, man. Last time I saw, and then you start wondering, like, well, damn, what were they saying about me back then? Because now that she lost the weight, they tell you, they tell you all kinds of stuff they thought about you then. So
Yeah, I get a lot of that at work now. A lot of people like, hey, you've been losing weight, or you used to be huge.
yeah.
Maybe too, though, it was maybe people just concerned about you. Like when I saw you be bigger personally, I just more worried about you than I was how you looked. You know,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, man, I wonder if Mike's going to be all right. You know, worry about that. And I'm glad to know that you're on a road
We
to
worry
recovery.
about people, but there's actually, now I'm not saying Mike's situation, but there's a lot of people that are overweight that are healthy. And a lot of people, because they're smaller or in shape looking, we think that they're healthy and they're not. Like their blood pressure's high. You're more likely to die from the food you're eating. Or like us, like we drink a lot. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. There's no way your liver is not gonna collapse on you at 60, 65 if you drink every week all the time. You know what I mean?
So
like there's a lot of things health-wise that are probably going to contribute, but I think people focus on weight because you can see the weight. Like, if I look at Mike and he's 400 pounds, I can see that. If I've been drinking too much every day and my liver's fucking up, you might see my eyes or something, but you can't really see that.
Yeah.
Only when I go to the doctor or when I just, get sick, but there's a lot of people your age dying, man, and it's not because of weight. I can guarantee you that. It's like
no, I mean I think from health you're accurate, but I would like to ask this question: is being skinnier better looking than being fat?
I say no for some people,
but across the board,
I believe.
I think it depends on who you are.
Like, are you going to date a girl that's thinner? Or are you going to date a girl that's obese?
Oh yeah, definitely thinner. I think,
but why?
With women, because that's what we like. That's what we're attracted to. I believe, like Mike said, and I hate it for women too, that the looks are more important, I guess, to men.
We're visual creatures.
Right. But I look at it as kind of like you got to take the good with the bad because you can have a broke ass woman. Like a lot of these women are broke as fuck. Like they don't have shit.
Yeah.
No, I'm being honest. They got kids and this and but then the man has to make this kind of money. So I kind of think it's the same thing. You want like society. Men are supposed to, like if you were poor and drove this raggedy car, as many girls would not look your way. I don't care how they say, oh, he's a nice personality. And I think it's the same way with a big woman. I think it's just I don't know if it's a stereotype or what people expect, but I just know that a woman can get away with being broke the same way a man can get away with being fat. There's women out here that don't have shit, and they'll find like they look good as fuck, nice person, some kind of way, get their hair done, or even they don't. They just got a nice body. Somebody's going to pick that motherfucker up and say,
because we don't care about what.
That's what I'm saying.
Who cares what they make? I ain't going to get none of it anyway.
You see what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
If you have money to take, you don't give, okay, come on.
Yeah.
On the flip side, if she didn't look a certain way, big, you see a fat girl walking, she gonna keep walking. You see that fine, nice shaped girl, you're more likely to blow or pick her up. I'm not saying you personally, but just people in general.
You're right. I mean, I'm agreeing.
But on the flip side, that guy, he could be kind of big or out of shape and this, and he can get a woman still that'll like him the same. But that guy that's poor and broke and can't even probably pay for a date. No, don't get me wrong. There's guys out there to get women.
No,
but you get what I'm saying. Overall,
you're talking about a majority type.
Yeah,
scenario.
like basically, women have to understand that. So, like when they talk about looks, well, how do you all feel about men with no money? Of course, they're going to say in these comments, "Oh, I date them. Money doesn't matter." But shit,
I'd like to hear.
I ain't dating a woman bigger than me, and most women aren't dating guys making less money.
You guys want to hear from someone in a little bit about their experience being fat shamed?
Yeah, I would. I just saw somebody say something on here.
Hold on, I'm going to go ahead and have someone call in now. We can talk about when she gets in. Landon, let us know when she's on.
And there's some things that I wanted to talk about before we jump into that. Is that money matters. I think that's one thing that Vicky was saying. But there's a whole spectrum too. Like me. Right. I don't mind a bigger woman. I actually prefer a bigger woman over a smaller woman. And I've dated some
bigger howdo.
Big broke ass women too.
Yeah, Mike do take them big.
But when you say bigger, you're talking about obese?
Some would definitely be under that. Yeah, some would definitely be considered obese.
Too fat there.
You're wrong, dude.
Yeah, but for sure,
That's what he likes.
Shit.
I mean, I think everyone has their preference. I know plenty
in Africa, being overweight is like a delicacy.
Yeah, I know plenty of women who like to date broke-ass dudes because they feel like they can control them.
Yeah.
I mean, those definitely exist. So, I mean, yeah, maybe in general, guys have more of a concern about how big a woman is, and maybe women have more of a concern of how much money a guy has.
You've been with thinner and bigger girls, right?
Yeah, I've been with all sorts.
I hear the bigger girls.
Oh, I said that too loud.
I think the bigger girls do a little more. I mean, is that true?
Everyone does a little more.
Yeah,
But who's better?
Who's better? What's better? I don't know, man.
They say a big
Every
girl
woman's
feel better
different.
if you had your eyes closed and couldn't look at it and just felt it.
Yeah, big girl be better.
Yeah.
I heard a big girl can like
It depends on the girl.
do the
She's
the
gonna-
orally side, oral pleasure better. Is that true? Is that a myth?
Are you just trying to say that they like putting things in their mouth more?
Yeah.
Is that
No, I mean
That's where the
you're
myth came from.
I just want to know. I'm just curious. I've heard
I don't know. I think a motherfucker need them bills paid. Gonna do a good job too.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it just depends on the girl. I mean, I've been, oh God, I'm saying this out loud. I've been with a lot of different women, and everyone's unique, black girls, white girls, whatever. And I don't know if there's a huge difference. I wasn't crazy about real skinny girls though.
Yeah.
Like there was some. I did like the fact that you could pick them up real easy and all that, but I don't. It's just not for me.
Yeah, man. I don't know. Ooh, wait, man. Talk about this.
He's
This
going.
subject, man. It's a hell of a
Hey,
shit y'all talking about.
we're being
man.
very careful here. We're like, wait, what?
I know this, and this is me being serious. I know that far as, and I know we're speaking more. I'm saying women, but I do feel sorry for women when it comes to, because like when you look at social media,
Yeah.
like looks are everything, and as these women are going to get, especially women that aren't married and don't have a man, and then you're out here single, man, it's rough, bro. Think about your 40. Like when you're 20, you're competing against other 20-year-olds. When you go to getting around our age, 40, 45, and you're single, you're
Okay.
competing against not only the other women, you're competing against like your daughters. Your daughters, and
Well, let's. You want to bring a caller in?
yeah, I think we should.
All right.
What's up, caller? Welcome to the Gen X Talk podcast.
Hello?
Hey.
Howdy.
Hi.
Who are we speaking with?
This is Misty.
Hey, Missy.
Hello,
Thanks for
Missy.
calling.
Sorry, it took me a minute to figure out how to work this.
Hey, it's okay.
Technology.
We're with you. I'd love to hear your in the comments. You mentioned some great things, or more so your point of view, but in regards to fat shaming, maybe your experiences. You mind sharing that?
Yeah, that's definitely something. Grew up as a fat girl my whole life. I was the gothic fat girl in Crowley High School, which was like a double whammy. First episode, though, it always sticks with you. I think Amy or Vicky was saying it. You remember your first time you're fat shamed. Mine was the 5th grade on the bus to elementary school. It was when the busing still had the high school and elementary and everybody together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And 3 teenager boys, that's how I first learned the phrase titty fuck. Because they said that they could titty fuck my arm fat and my side fat.
Holy shit.
Oh,
That's
dear.
brutal.
Yeah.
I'm the only one laughing.
What did that do to
I
your?
was like, what?
What did that? How did that?
Don't put the
that
What?
jab. He's like, tell me, Misty, how did that affect your morale? What did that do to
It
you?
automatically sets you up to have low self-confidence, and the lower self-confidence you have in life, the less you succeed.
I think that's
You're chock full of confidence and you're successful. So, I mean, that's just prime example that that's the truth.
Yeah.
But high school, like I said, I was gothic and fat, so that was fun. But I got stopped in the hallway by an unnamed football player. And I was told, you'd be dateable if you lose some weight. A whole life of being told you have a pretty face,
Yeah.
not just you're pretty.
Would you rather him say, it must be your body because it ain't your face? It must be your body because it ain't
No,
your face.
I wouldn't rather say that. But
It used to be a song. It was a song.
That women who are considered or deemed beauty just by their body's physical attributes are usually the ones who use those to get the money. And then maybe I'm putting a.
No, I think you're saying some important things. I would be curious to know. So, are you attached right now? Are you single? What's your dating?
I am single right now. I've been married twice, and both men were thin, tall. Because we also, I think Amy and Vicky were also talking that there's some women, just because I'm fat doesn't mean I want a fat man.
Okay. So what's that like, though? What's that like from
two circles are kind of hard to fit together.
Hey, that's good. I like it. But tell me, so do you date now?
Yes.
How do you?
I put off dating a little bit because I had a little setback. I actually am an amputee as well. I lost a leg. Everybody automatically assumes it's because of my weight.
Oh,
I have a blood clot disorder. It has nothing to do with that.
I'm sorry to hear that.
So, no, don't. It's my story, my journey. I got to learn to live with it and move on past it. I'm in a wheelchair right now. Got to learn to use my prosthetic, and I'll move forward. You got to learn to laugh about things, and I want to cry about things, and I've done my crying over it, so it's time to move forward.
Well, that's a good spirit. You have a good spirit. I like it. Tell me though, when it comes to you dating, where do you find your dates? Are you on online apps? I mean, how are you dating right now?
Oh, no, please. No online dating. That's just... people introduce me, or I run into people, or run into...
What has been your experience? The reason I'm asking these questions, I'm trying to find out, because we're talking fat shaming. I'm trying to understand, with your dating experiences, what has it been like, especially in today's world, and are you finding it difficult?
It's nerve-wracking. First of all, people are crazy. It's plain and simple. What's left in the pool, I mean, might as well be down at the bottom. But it's just,
there's piss in the pool.
And fat and one-legged, and you sit there and you're like, oh, I'm so freaked out about them to find out all this about me and automatically reject me before they know me.
And that's what I was wondering about, because, see, that's the reason I'm asking this question. People need to hear this. So how do you seem to generate your own self-confidence when you have that type of that predisposition in mind? I'm curious to know how you combat that. Seriously, man, as a real comment, that how do you find the confidence?
Hit it head on. That's all you can do. Like your Dallas story.
Oh man.
Yeah, but
she like meat.
Somebody somewhere hurt that girl.
Yeah,
and she hears that every time she tries to step out and find somebody to love her. So she takes the alternate approach and overdoes her pictures. And I promise every fat girl knows how to take a good selfie. We do.
Yeah, they hold that camera real high above their head.
Yes, sir.
And it looks like they're looking up.
On top of it.
Yeah, they look slim as hell. Yeah, they'll get you with that.
But you got to make sure it stops at the cleavage.
Right.
Otherwise, you're going to get the rest of the body.
Right.
Can I ask you a question, Misty?
Yeah.
What do you think you do better than a skinny girl?
Well, I haven't had kids, so I don't have to worry about that rejuvenating shit. So.
Okay, check. But what else do you think? But what do you think you do? Honestly, seriously, what do you think instinctively?
Well, me instinctively, what I do better.
I bet you cook better.
Than a skinny girl. I wouldn't say so much as a skinny girl as the younger girls, maybe, because they don't make girls like us anymore. I cook, I clean, I work a job, I do my due diligence in my relationship and look at it as a partnership rather than somebody to take care of me.
Right.
Yeah, well, you take care of each other when you're in a relationship, regardless of your size. Yes. But if you're expecting to Uber Eats every night, you ain't going to be thin that long.
Oh, no doubt.
Yeah.
Damn. Sounds like Missy hustles harder with one leg than my lazy ass ex did with two.
Shit.
Dang.
So, as a society, Misty, what do you think people should do? How should society be reconditioned, retooled to communicate and or hold in their fat shaming comments? Because I think that's something I'd like to hear from your point of view, if that's okay.
Oh, yeah, you can hear it. I'll have open book. I don't think so much there's ever going to be a way to make society, especially if we have Hollywood, music videos, etc., shoving it down women's throats that you need to have double D boobs, a size 0 waist, and if you're not, you're no better. You're not good.
Right.
But, Roman times, fat was considered, old times, fatter women were considered better.
In Africa,
because they came from a society that if you were overweight, that means you were wealthy because you could afford to eat.
that's how it is in Africa.
And
Yeah.
I want to.
That's true. No, Misty, it's good commentary.
Yeah,
We used to say, a friend of mine in middle school, we would say, by the time I'm thin, fat will be in.
and that's probably very true. I mean, I do have a question. I have something that I've been kind of curious about. Where is the line between fat jokes and fat shaming? Like, for me, I feel like if you can tell jokes about me all the time or whatever, and I can tell if there's malice in it or if there's no malice in it, and I'll even laugh at it if I think it's funny. But sometimes I kind of feel like socially, I don't know where that line is. Where, like, is there a line?
Do
You know where that line is. You've been fat.
Yeah, I am fat. I'm still fat. Don't get me wrong. I'm less fat, but I'm still
believe
fat.
that really when a person, I mean, that's not really something to joke about with a person. Anytime it's personal, I believe it's more shaming. If you just tell a joke about like a fat guy in this and in a bar or something, that's a joke. But anytime you're making fun of a person directly or about them, I believe like that's shaming.
I don't know, Dad. You got to think about it. What's personal to you may not be personal to somebody else.
Yeah,
and
that's
vice
true.
versa.
What I mean by personal, personal, it means I'm talking about you personally, not in general. That's what I mean when I mean the actual definition of personal.
Maybe.
Like I'm talking about Misty, not in general. And if I'm doing that, I believe that's more shaming than a joke, unless it's just me and you and we joke like that.
What do you laugh at general jokes? Like, here's one right here. Here's a joke. It's a bad joke. So what?
I like it all jokes.
Yeah, but what French word have all fat Americans learned at an early age?
What?
Buffet.
Yeah, let's see. That's a joke.
Yeah, I'm
But
glad at that.
but that's in general.
Uh-huh.
But that's in general.
But
if you
as
were
a
to
fat
say,
person, you walk into a buffet, you get the side eye, and I
it's
own
true.
it. I've had it happen. But my 6'3" ex-husband, who weighed all of about 20 maybe, thin and bone, skeleton, Skeletor, but he could put more plates away than I ever thought about.
Well, if you go in one of them Asian buffets,
well,
they see
I
all that
believe-
money flying out.
I believe the reason why that. I'm saying me is like as a person who used to be like was into fitness and working out. The reason I look at people like that is because, like I associate, like if you have health issues or you can't exercise, but I associate it more with laziness. The same way I would look at a person who sits at home and gets a check all day and they don't work and they can go get a job, but they're getting, paid off of our tax dollars. And if I was the person, watching them cash that check, I'm gonna look at them the same way. But when a person's overweight and you know that you're overweight and then they shouldn't even be going to a buffet. It's what I'm thinking. So that's probably.
But that's how they got there, though.
Yeah.
Well, that's how people think
saying-
in general, and
Yeah, I'm
I
saying
don't
that's
think
how-
that's necessarily the case. I mean, people do automatically see a person that's overweight or obese and assume that they're just lazy, and
it's
that
like a person with cancer smoking a cigarette. You got lung cancer. You're going to look at them. If I saw you smoking a cigarette and then I see our other friend, he has lung cancer and he's smoking a cigarette, I'm going to look at him like, man, you need to, I'm going to look at him differently than I'm going to look at you.
depression and low self-esteem has a lot to do with it. I mean, if I
Depression,
got
yeah.
lung cancer and I'm probably depressed about having lung cancer, I probably will smoke a cigarette, and I probably wouldn't be worried about what someone thought about it.
They're not.
Maybe I'm gonna die anyway.
I'm just answering the question why I'm just using that as an analogy for the reason why people may look that way. Like, I mean, I'm like, if you're unless you want to be big and overweight, but if you like when we talk about the surgery thing, a lot of people they chose that.
And Weight Watchers.
Well, I'm not talking about you personally. I'm just saying in general.
No, I'm just saying, I'm talking as a fat person, as in general. Just because I'm fat doesn't mean I haven't tried or am trying to lose weight,
Yeah.
trying to make changes.
Yeah.
Society couldn't judge me in the interim.
But if they're at the buffet, how hard are they trying?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. See, I'm not
Because
saying
if
you.
the buffet is nothing but salad bar, while the person they're there with is where they wanted to go.
Oh yeah,
Well-
yeah. If they're, I'm talking about partaking
Well, let
in
me
the
ask-
food. Yeah, you're right.
Good.
You're right.
Well, Missy, let me ask you a question. Then this may sound funny. I don't mean it as a laugh,
Need
but
the food from them.
then why are you fat?
Why am I fat?
Yeah.
Well,
I
I
mean,
got down to my smallest, which was under 200 pounds, and I was losing weight, and I lost my leg, and I can't exercise.
Well, yeah.
Oh.
Well, that's what I said. If it's a situation where you can't, or health, like some
But
people
I've been
can't.
fat my whole life, and I don't know why, because I won't eat. I don't eat. I try to eat 3 times a day. I try to eat no times a day. Nothing's worked.
Yeah.
So
Sometimes there is genetic propensity. My whole
Three
other
times
side
a
of the
day
family.
is not actually the healthy way to eat. That's the way America taught people to eat. You should actually eat 6 or 7 times a day in very small meals
Small
to speed up your.
meals. Yep.
Yeah, 3 meals a day is really most people. They eat 3 meals a day. They eat real heavy, or 1 meal a day, and your body's going to actually absorb all of that, and it's actually going to make you bigger because it's going to store more than it's going to burn. That's a fact.
Well, that's just like us supposed to eat from the food pyramid, but actually that was just promote agriculture. So, I mean, I understand what you're saying. We've been told things that aren't right.
Yeah.
We need to look to countries that have less obesity, such as European countries, that eat totally different.
In Asian countries,
I think it comes down. And Misty, I appreciate you being so candid and
it's
forthright.
part
By
of
the way.
our government. Like they want us sick and they want us unhealthy. That's where they make the money.
processed foods are
wouldn't
the worst.
Yeah, because it's not even the amount of. That's what I was about to say. It's the processed food. Like you can go to even Chili's. They have processed food. The fast food is processed. That's more unhealthy than actually the weight that it's like. Stuff is freaking.
But
They
if
made this
everyone
food.
ate the way that they should,
That would be
quote
no money.
unquote should, then one of the biggest sides of our consumerism is the diet industry.
Right, right, and it contributes
Just
to
like
the
they come
medical
up.
industry. So they can sell you drugs, and they can. All these people think about it. Mike just said he had $6,000 for surgery. Think about how much money somebody made off him, and somebody else paid $20,000.
Dude, we try to upsell lots of pizzas.
Yeah, I'm just saying that's a lot of money being made.
Yeah.
Then all the aftercare, all the stuff you have to do to your body different. Now you got to turn around and eat the healthy food because the food that's quote unquote unhealthy will make you sick.
Yeah,
Isn't that weird?
it's all.
But
fucked
yeah,
up.
you know, it's
It's mental, man. I'm telling you, if you can do it after surgery, you could have done it before. It's just your mind didn't allow you to do it.
Right.
Think about it. I can only eat one piece of chicken, I get full, and I'm surviving this way, and I'm
Yeah.
healthy.
Yep.
Why I couldn't eat it 5 years ago? Right here.
Yeah,
It's
mental.
all mental, bro. And a lot of people don't realize we have a lot of mental issues. Even me, we all have stuff that we have like a mental discipline or our mind, or like you said, you get depressed. Some people get depressed and they eat.
That's
Get
right.
depressed and they drink. There's a lot of people that are walking around sick.
But
We don't know it because we can't see it.
it feels good to get fat.
A lot of things feel good that are bad for you.
Yeah,
Feels good as a crackhead feels good when he smoke crack.
yeah.
We're talking about
Interesting.
crack
Well,
earlier. Some of those
you
lyrics
know,
make you feel good in the rap, but
Diet pills, I was on Sensen in high school, and then, you have people who no longer have it available to them, and they turn to illegal drugs to fill that.
right, that's true. Or people who a lot of drug addicts were people who used to have good jobs and everything, and they got hurt at work. And while they were hurt at the job, their insurance was paying for hydrocodone or pain medicine.
Yeah.
And then once they lose a job in the insurance, they end up on heroin. It happens all the time.
Because there's an opioid crisis, and doctors couldn't write prescriptions for painkillers for a long time, you had people that would buy it on the black market.
Yep. Or it was too expensive if you didn't have insurance.
Were you a depressive person back in school, Misty? Back in your
I was depressed because I was made fun of because of my weight.
Oh,
That'll do it.
I was depressed. I still suffer from depression. I mean, because I roll into a room. I don't walk into a room, obviously. I roll into a room, and I'm worried about every eye looking at me and judging me.
Yeah.
Still to this day.
I can
if I
really-
wasn't sad, even.
yeah.
Yeah, I can really understand that. It's kind of like that's why I tell people that so many of the things that we talk about, they have so many variables. Because you remember earlier when the other show, we were talking about the hip hop, and you remember how I was talking about how other people will listen to the same music and it won't do this to them.
Yeah.
But because of maybe their family background, or there's a mom and dad in the house, or they don't suffer with poverty, they're wealthy.
Yeah.
They can go to sports summer camps and do other things. And
Yeah.
I said, but then people over here in this situation, that music will have the same effect. You see how she just said, I could suffer from depression because
Yeah.
people make fun of me.
Yeah.
Well, see, I grew up in a culture where that's what we do. My brothers and sisters call me Blackie. Your mom talks about you this.
You kind of had a roasted culture.
Yeah.
Kind of.
So see that people talking about me that don't mean shit. In 6th grade, 7th grade, I didn't give a fuck. You get what I'm saying? But somebody here that we're talking to now, I can be sympathetic toward her because I can see that even though.
Yeah,
that wouldn't have affected me, but I can definitely understand how the same situation can affect someone else. That's what I was trying to point out in the show, and I think as a show, as Americans, we have to learn to understand things from other people's point of view. Maybe Jab, this wouldn't have done this to me, but Misti, it caused her this, and then on the flip side, this other situation could have caused Jab to lose it, and then Misti would have been like, I would have never done that. You get what I mean? Like that's so we have to understand other people's perspectives, not just our own.
No, and I agree. It sounds like there needs to be. I go back to Misti and the way she felt in high school, and I wonder, should we have more proactive groups to really wrap arms around people that do have depressive natures because of physical attributes they can't really control? Because I mean, when she's a young child in school, her mind isn't fully developed, number one, to be as disciplined, to be able to lose weight perhaps. And then also there might be a genetic predisposition that really makes it extremely difficult to lose weight. And so I get more concerned about, as a society, to really try to wrap our arms around people because we don't want people walking around depressed or anything.
Yeah, but they are. I mean, it's no different. It's all the same stuff. What about no different than a kid that can't help that he's poor? I can't help if my parents are poor and I come to school with a certain type of clothes, or I go to school in the hood where they sell drugs, or I move to Crowley where these kids look rich and I feel like, damn, I'm poor as fuck. Like nothing a child can't control anything about its life besides doing what his parents tell them or not doing. You can control that, whether you're obedient, but you can't control and even weight. What if they're eating the food that their parents fed them? Like my parents used to feed us bread.
Yeah.
They told us, hey, eat some more bread so you get full. So we grew up eating bread because it's cheaper than chicken or more meat so that we could get full because we didn't have a lot of money. As an adult, I don't eat bread because bread is bad for you, I believe.
Yeah.
But as a child, in my situation at home, bread saved us from starving. So you get what I'm saying? And we know bread causes obesity now, but we didn't know that. My parents didn't know that. They thought they were, making food stretch.
Different. Like, my great-grandmother could fry chicken like there's no tomorrow, but she had to catch the chicken, kill the chicken, prepare the chicken, then fry the chicken.
Yeah.
She didn't go to a drive-thru and get a box.
Yeah. That's a big
difference.
Yeah, that's a huge difference. I think just whatever you produce on your own versus what you're buying from stores, especially fast food and places like that. I think that's a huge difference.
Oh, yeah.
And the way people were back in the day compared to today.
Even at the grocery store, I'll go to the grocery store, and since we're talking about chicken, you'll see chicken with like dark spots on it or whatever. They say that means it had cancer. It could have had cancer. Well, if you saw a pack and you saw that dark piece and it was marked, you wouldn't buy it. You would get the other piece. You're going to look, as opposed to when you go to fast food, they're selling this shit. So they're going to, those darker packs are cheaper.
Shit, they're adding cancer.
They're going to grab them and we selling it. I ain't eating that shit.
Take a 6-piece tender with 4 cancer cells. Thank you.
That's what they
Well, that's crazy. So back to Misti, I would have one more question for you. Is it hard to eat let's say a vegan, let's say right now I said, hey, you can only eat vegetables and or types of vegetables that have proteins, beans, things like that. And if you knew for a fact you could eat that and you would get slim, can you do that, or is it really hard to do that?
No, I eat vegetables mainly. I love vegetables. I mean, I eat fresh squash, fresh zucchini.
But if you had to go vegan,
I grew my vegetables for a while. I mean, it's not. Sometimes it doesn't matter what you eat,
but
and I don't eat a huge plate.
What did you eat last night?
Oh dear, what did I eat last night? We had some soup that I had in the freezer. It was a soup I made with chicken and tomatoes and zucchini and carrots and.
I believe I know where you're going, JB. I believe what he's.
No, I'm curious to know. It's more of a curiosity, not anything other than.
I don't think people really could do it.
You don't think so?
can
The
change
majority-
their
no,
diet.
They can't.
Well,
no.
I struggle. It's hard. I mean, I can't eat the
there's
same thing.
There's a lot of people that could lose weight, but man, you're. It's just like when if I say I'm not going to drink alcohol, I could not drink alcohol probably some months if I had like focusing on if I was training for a fight or something like that. But day to day, I'm not going to do it. If somebody said, "Hey, you can have perfect health and live to your 90, but you can never drink liquor again," most people, you're going to be healthy, you live forever. Most people that drink are.
And
They're not going to do it.
I think that comes with the depression. And also, thank you for the call, Misty.
Yes, thank
No
you,
problem.
Misty.
Thank you,
You're
guys.
awesome.
Oh yeah.
Thank you so much for
I
listening.
think it's
Yes.
like easier said than done on a lot of things. Everybody has their demons or their weakness or and one person may not understand another person's, but everybody has something like where they're disciplined. They're not going to be able to do it. And I believe that diet on a person that's heavy, if they've been eating a certain, they're not going to. It's too much.
Yeah, I think
It's too much.
there's just a whole lot of different reasons. Like for me, mine was because I wasn't fat for a long time. Like up until I was like 25 to 27 years old. That's when I first started gaining weight. But I ate like a motherfucker all the time.
Yeah.
I ate those big ass school cafeteria cinnamon rolls. I would eat 2 or 3 of them a day and wouldn't gain an ounce.
Yeah.
And I could do that. And then one day I couldn't do it anymore. And then and by that point, I had already added alcohol and all this other stuff to
It's
the
kind of like me right now.
plate.
I've gained some weight. Look how tight this jersey is. I just got this around Christmas time. It was more loose.
Oh, man.
But from eating pizza and stuff that I never ate it for a long time. But when I ate it before, it wouldn't affect me now, man. It's like I gained 5 pounds in a week.
Oh, man.
And I'm a man. Think about women that are only 5'3" and 5'4".
Yep.
It's worse, man. It's terrible.
My sister said that Pizza Hut is the reason I gained weight. Actually, I take that back. Actually, I disagree with that. I did not gain weight working at Pizza Hut because as a driver, I was delivering,
we were taking
running
a lot of pizzas home.
up and down stairs.
No, we were taking pizzas. And we were taking a lot of pizzas home.
But see, I didn't really start gaining weight until I was sitting at a desk every day.
Right. See, another thing too, what we don't realize is that you didn't lose a lot of stuff that we were eating young and eating bad. It's like a volcano. When a volcano erupts, everybody, erupt, but they don't realize it took years and years to brew up. The same thing with the weight gain. That food that you were eating then, that's what did it to you now. It's just you don't see you have to really understand this stuff. You don't see the effects till later. It's just like I talk about kidneys and liver and these things. When your liver or kidneys or heart goes bad, it didn't go bad because of something you did recently. It was something you've been doing probably back in the day that you don't even know. When you overdrank and passed out, you affected yourself, and then over time, it's the same thing with that food. It catches up with you. Man.
And it's not always something that you're doing. It could be something that one person does, and the person right next to them is doing the exact same thing. Because I can guarantee you that there are people that are bigger than me that were big their whole lives, and they were eating way healthier than I was, and they were overweight while I was skinny, and we were, and
you
everyone
say they were eating healthier than you, but you don't really know.
Oh, I know that some of them definitely were.
Man, I don't.
But
like
everyone
will tell you they didn't eat something last night, and just like somebody tell you they didn't sleep with somebody they slept with. Man, motherfuckers lie all the time. It shows. Like I don't know. My opinion is we make excuses. We make a lot of excuses for stuff that we don't want to really look right here. And if we were to start blaming ourselves, or I'm not even say blaming because it's not a blame, but putting the responsibility on ourselves, it would change a lot. You can get any change you want, I believe. Now, people that have health issues, and sometimes you get too far gone. Like if you were 400 pounds, it's going to be hard to lose weight because now at 400 pounds, you can't even really do the exercises that it would take. But when you were at 250, when you were at 270, you had the opportunity probably to stop, but you probably just like didn't give a fuck. Or maybe I'm wrong.
Well, I gave a fuck then too. I mean, like I said, there's a lot of things that all come together.
Well, I didn't give a fuck when I got big. I just was like, man, what's up?
Yeah,
I just kind of didn't care. And then one day I cared.
Yeah. No, I'm probably 210 right now, but I got up to 245. So for me, that was quite a bit heavier.
320, and I was big.
Yeah, you get it, but it's because I just love to fucking eat, man. I just like to sit on my ass and watch my TV and get canes. Remember that, Landon? Shit, I'll be getting that canes. I'll be out inviting a girl over, be sitting, smoking a little, something. And
No, it does it. And if you have a woman, that could be a problem too.
That's exactly where I was going.
We have a woman, that's a problem.
That's exactly where I was going. Because when I started getting close to 300, that's when, the alarm started going off, like, I need to do something about this. And I would always talk to my girl, like, look, we need to eat healthier. We need to do something. We're getting big here. And she loved to make pasta every day. Pasta with lots of meat and smothered in cheese. And it was in my face every day. And
was she a big girl?
Yeah. But that's how I got from 300 to 400.
Yeah, you're telling me I'm big girls, though, Mike. I ain't gonna lie. Like, I ain't shaming them right now. I'm blaming them. They're like making us big,
Yeah, I mean, said Mike has always liked bigger girls.
You said you used to poke her with your pencil.
Poke her with her what?
You liked her.
Oh, wait. She's talking about an actual pencil.
Yeah,
y'all.
I know. In class. But that's what guys do when they like girls, do little mean stuff to them. Yeah, Mike has liked big girls for a while. I've been knowing Mike a long time.
And, okay, she might be right. I might have wanted her attention back then. Who knows?
I just want a girl that can cook.
But I believe that's what I was about to say when I said if you have a girl. Men, most of us, we associate like everything that we do is based around women. Like you want a nice car, pick up a chick. You want to dress nice, get chicks. So if you're overweight and you got this badass chick still coming over your house every day, fucking you really don't care about gaining weight. But then if you start working out and you see more chicks and more this, that's kind of how we base.
It's true.
That's how single men mostly base.
That is true.
Even married men.
I think it's general.
Yeah, we base everything we do is more centered around women.
If it wasn't for
If it wasn't for women, we wouldn't do shit.
We wouldn't even bathe.
There's no motivation.
Yeah, I mentor a lot of boys, and a lot of times with their mothers talk about little boys are 8, 9, like they can't get them to take a bath, and I always make little jokes like, at least he's not having sex, because the moment he starts liking girls, oh man, he's gonna bathe, he's gonna do all kinds of shit. And when we didn't like girls, that's all we cared. Playing football, sports, we had no issues. True.
Getting dirty, doing whatever.
We didn't have no issues, and we're just basically big ass boys. We would be the same. We would be big ass boys.
I do think my life would be a little easier if I didn't care about women so much.
Hell yeah, it'd be easier.
Look at
the money you spend. Just your children. Yeah. You wouldn't have children if you didn't care about women.
Dang, Landon, you're expensive. Gotta get
that, raising them, time at home, dates, that wig.
I know. Oh, that wig.
I wouldn't have to get that car.
That wig.
All that's from a woman, man.
Dude, I wouldn't have to hire a cleaner to clean up all the weave dust. Dude, my bathroom has got so much weave dust from I mean, it's horrible everywhere. My drawers, dude, seriously.
Hey.
I need to clean my drawers out. There's like weave, what do you call it? Weave hairs. And it's not even, I don't think it's black people hair. It's like Asian hair. But it comes off a woman that wears it that's black. This shit's all in my drawer.
Again, black women wearing Asian hair.
That's what it is.
Women in those Asian countries make a lot of money off that. And there's not very many obese Asian people, and I've always noticed. Because
they're tight on cash. I'm not gonna spend no money on no food.
I think it's because I think that we're like they say we're different. I mean, they say we're all the same on the inside.
We need an explanation.
I really believe that we're not the same on the inside. I believe, like maybe on the inside, but like the region of where we come from, I think determines the food we should eat. And I notice you don't see many Asian people like McDonald's or like you'll see black people at everybody's restaurant, but most Asian people you only see them eating like Asian food. I mean, really think about it, and they stay pretty healthy. Even my doctor, who was Asian, he said, "You know how you got to do that prostate exam? We got to do that." I know Mike should have already done it.
Well, they say that they don't have to do it that way anymore.
Yes, they do. You better don't believe that crap. Yes, they do. My dad, I can tell you, when they take your blood and all that other stuff, it's not going to show unless you already have it. But like far as knowing if it's enlarged, yeah, you got to have that test. But,
damn, dude.
But I was talking to the doctor and I was like, just making a joke. And they're like, hey, who does yours? Like if you're doing everybody's, like who does yours? Like I was really wondering if he did his own. And he said he don't have one.
Mm.
And I said, what you mean you don't have that one? He said he doesn't have to. He said he doesn't eat the food and stuff like we eat, so he's not going to catch cancer. Doctor said this. Like, he don't have to have a prostate exam because of his diet and the way he lives and what he does, puts in his body. So it's definitely, you know what I mean? It's,
You know, man,
it's
yeah.
affected.
You know, you're right. It's a cultural thing. When you're born here in America, you know, you're sold when you're born. Everything. Look
Yeah.
around you.
Yeah,
There's-
your social security number is sold to other countries.
Right, and it's but even more specifically, it's like we're sold to eat McDonald's, we're sold to eat Cane's chicken, you know, Taco Bell, and that shit. The reason it's cheaper, like I think it was Vicky made a great comment about it's expensive to eat right. That's because the cheaper shit isn't food.
Yeah.
You're not eating food.
Yeah.
So my sons are
Eating
always
trash from China.
Oh, dude, my sons always want to order Uber, and the first go-to they have, because they're addicted to the food crack like everyone else, like McDonald's, Taco Bell. I do not order that in my house. That is not allowed in my house by my ordering. I say, and what I tell him, he'll look at it, Landon, I say, what? I'm not ordering that cancer, because that's what it is.
Yeah, I don't eat this.
I'm not going to eat it, you know? And so, by the way, quick plug, if you want to eat organic, good quality pizza that has no cancer, go to Parati's Pizza, by God.
Parati's Pizza.
It's a little more expensive than your average because it's really good quality
It's
pizza.
definitely real cheese because
Yeah.
when you let it get cold, you can tell it's cheese versus that other.
No, it's straight up, man. We do everything. Yeah, I won't let it be the other way.
But
yeah,
that's crazy, man.
shameless plug, sorry.
Yeah.
But it is good pizza,
This
y'all.
is a lot of stuff, man, to absorb. So what do we? Let's talk about this because when we talk about these subjects, I know what I used to like to do on the podcast is solutions. I'm not saying solutions for obesity.
Quit
I don't
fucking
want,
eating.
no, I don't want to do that. No, I don't want to do that. We're not going to do that. I'm saying solutions like kind of like stuff you were mentioning earlier. What should we do? Let's just talk about as Gen X, as things we could do to help, I guess, lessen or remove fat shaming. Like, what are things that people could do that we could discuss? Because you really want to. We can't really just help people lose weight because it's obvious people are saying that, you know, they try this, they try that. So let's talk about. Let's not even talk about that.
How to police fat shaming?
I think the
I guess,
first thing
or
we
just
have
how
to
to
do.
be better or more open-minded or more sensitive or
How to prevent it maybe in society?
yeah. We're not going to prevent 100%, but I mean us. What we can do as a
do better, be better. I think the number one thing is listen to people, listen to their stories because, you know, everyone didn't get there the same way. You know, a lot of people had lots of things going on in their life, and depression is the number one thing, I would say. Mm-hmm. It's probably the number one cause of obesity,
everything.
as well as, you know, the type of food that we eat. And I think, yeah, like Amy said, you know, treat people like people and hear them out when they talk and don't just automatically assume that this happened, that happened, or the other thing happened. Like when we talked to Misti today, you know, she's an amputee and people automatically assume that she's an amputee because of her weight when it was actually something else. Or, you know, even in my case, you know, when I told people that I played football, they automatically assume I was a nose guard or a tackle. I was like, no, I actually played receiver. And they were like, how?
I wasn't like this.
You know, and I think that just listening to people and hearing them out, and not necessarily with obesity and weight, but with everything, just hearing their story.
I'm just saying obesity because that's what we're talking about. But I definitely agree with everything. Actually seems as though people have more compassion toward things like this than they probably do a lot of other things once you hear people's story. Because I admit it, like I associate everything always with people being lazy. Even I'm talking about poverty, all that. Like that's just my mindset because that's what I had to tell myself.
Yeah.
And so the reason why I'm asking these questions now is because I know I may come off that way. But like when it comes to poverty or being poor, I don't make excuses. I say, you know, hey, it's your fault. In America, there's too much opportunity.
Yeah.
Like I could sit back and I say the same thing about weight. Like it's too much. But in actuality, there are people like that they don't have the answer. So
there's too many opportunities to fail as well as to succeed.
yeah, that's true. Where do we like draw the line though? Like where do we draw the line in life with anything? To okay, you have this line and you have these people over here and you have these people over here. How long let's say if we're talking about this subject, this would be the obese people. And these would be the very, very fit people. And this line right here is like the median. Where do we draw the line between, like you said, opportunities to fail? Okay. Can that just be the excuse now? Or like, where do you draw the line that?
Well,
hold up.
I think a big problem.
I'm just asking.
in
But
our
I'm trying
society-
to get clarity on his question real quick. I wasn't sure what you meant. Do you mind clarifying the question? Where do we draw the line?
I'm saying the line between when we say, okay, like when we say things like, basically like making an excuse or accepting it, or not that it's an excuse. Where do we draw the line? Okay, let's just say we're talking about, I don't want to use this right now, but let's just use anything. Like poverty. You say, oh, well, I was poor because, I grew up poor, my family did this, and I didn't have a chance to go to college, I didn't have a chance to do this. Okay, we could be sympathetic toward that. But where do we draw the line between, okay, that's an excuse and that's actually like a valid reason?
Gotcha.
So we have to, what I'm saying is all these things sound the same.
Well,
in a sense. So I'm asking, where do we draw the line?
Gotcha.
Here's my point of view. I feel like when your mentality is to tell someone that your situation is your fault, in some ways, that is actually you making an excuse to justify not helping them. It doesn't matter whose fault their situation is.
Right.
If they want to come out of it, then, as Americans, as people who care about other people, we should do what we can to help them. I mean, no matter whose fault it was that they got there. And if they don't want it, then that's fine too.
Yeah, that's fine too.
But we don't have to, necessarily put them down or run them through the ground or anything like that. But something else that I wanted to talk about just a little bit before we finish here. I'm not a big fan of glorifying obesity either.
Okay.
And I feel like we've crossed socially, or at least the media, they've crossed the line from, okay, we shouldn't be making people feel ashamed of themselves. They should feel happy about who they are. But we're pushing it all the way to this other side where I think there were people who actually kind of took a shit on Adele for losing weight.
Yeah, I agree with that, actually. I think, I think it's better to promote health, good health, than it is to promote bad health. Personally, who is that model that everyone thinks is one of the most beautiful women? She was a plus size model, but she got real famous. You know what I'm talking about? Ashley or something?
Anna Nicole Smith?
No, she's bigger in other ways.
Am I a real big?
No, yeah. Here, no, I'll look her up. No, she was a plus size model, real famous. She's hold on, let me look it up. Plus size model. Famous.
You're talking about that Lizzo girl. Right?
Yeah, I think that might be her.
Man.
I thought she was a singer.
Yeah, I thought she was.
No. Hold on. I'll tell you who it is. No, Ashley Graham. Ashley Graham. That's her name. She's 35, and she's on like Vogue, Style Magazine, Sports Illustrated. But she's a really big girl, and so what these publications have done, I think, what Mike, the point to what you're making, is they've embraced her being overweight. She is overweight. I mean, she's not just a bigger girl. She's actually overweight. And she's beautiful. I mean, she is beautiful.
She don't go away from that.
No, she's overweight.
Yeah.
I mean, versus
the little model.
Yeah, what we're used to seeing. I mean, she's definitely a bigger woman, but to his point, is that okay? Are we saying it's okay to be big, or are we saying it's okay to be big, so why not be big?
I'm saying, she ain't that bad though. I think it's okay to be what you want to be.
Yeah.
I'm just more speaking to the person that doesn't want to, that says they don't want to be and they still are. Like, where do we draw the line between an excuse? Like, if a person that's poor, there's men that are our age that are 44 years old still talking about, well, the reason why it is because this happened and then this happened and that happened. And it's an excuse. Like, I had a kid young, and then, my baby mama, she left me and she put me on child support. I could never get ahead because every time I got a job, I had to did. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Where with obesity and other things, where do we draw the line between stuff like that, and we say, okay, well, it's acceptable, versus the other way. Now, if a person wants to be obese, I feel like whatever you want to be, you should be able to be. But if you say, I don't want to be this, but you still are, that's why I'm saying, where do we put the responsibility, on the person or on the issues? Because if it's issues, then of course, as a country, as a society, we need to do something different. But like, let's say if it was a poor person, and I'm only using this as an example because you kind of spoke on it. Okay, I tell you I'm poor, but then you say, well, damn, you're driving a 740. You don't have to drive a 740. I could have got a Ford that was cheaper.
Yeah.
Okay, so now I need your help. You get what I'm saying?
Yep.
I'm expecting you to help me because I'm poor, because now I don't have no money. But yet you went and bought these clothes that cost this much money when you could have bought this. So am I really poor because of the situation, or were those choices I made? You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I'm asking, where do we draw the line? Because that's my biggest thing.
See, here's
Well, sometimes to talk up to what you were just saying, sometimes the poor person doesn't need money; they need training.
Yeah,
they need to learn money management, and that's where you can help people sometimes too. It doesn't always have to be to give them the temporary fix.
I get you, but it's not my job to help them. It's their job to come and seek out the help. Like if I know that if it's money management, let's just say that, and I'm an adult. Now, yes, when you're a child, yeah, maybe you could say somebody should have taught me this when I was 12 or this. But now that you're 40, you don't have that as an excuse. You could have went on YouTube and learned how to manage money. You knew you didn't need this. You could have got this, and you chose that. Mm-hmm. And all I'm saying is that, because sometimes when we talk about things, and I'm not just saying here, it's like we put the responsibility, like when you said some people want to make you the excuse so they don't have to help you. It ain't our fucking job to help. It's not my job to help you or your job to help me. It's my job to be successful and get what I need. I mean, that's what I believe.
Yeah.
Now, if I come to you, hey, JB, I'm struggling with this. Like, we talked about the workout thing. And then you say, hey, I'll help you out with that. But I came to you. But to sit here and wait and say, well, nobody's helping me, I'm just going to sit here because you should want to help me. I think that's more of what I see going on in different situations that I'm more against.
I agree. I want to be able to spin on this one for a second. I think because I do try to help and mentor people, not in the world of health, that's not my expertise, but in business, let's say, what I've determined and what I've found is that, number one, everything is about compassion. Have it. Right. If you're compassionate and you care about your fellow man or woman, even though you're not necessarily helping them, but you're compassionate towards them and don't judge why. In other words, if they're lazy, fine. Is it a mental issue they can't prevent? Fine. Is it really some sort of genetic issue? Fine. I'm not going to really judge it. Yeah. What I'm going to do is look at it and go, you know what? I'm going to love it. I know it sounds crazy, but I'm going to be compassionate towards it, number one. Then number two, I'm going to acknowledge this. Not everyone is wired to be able to take control of themselves. And that's a reality. And that's a fact. Not everyone is wired to be able to self-juvenate and control their actions. They're not. So you're blessed because you have that in you. You really do. You're just wired that way. And some people aren't. And they'll never be. Even if you give them a full instructional, even if you give them every tool and asset, they'll never be that. I don't judge that, though. I say, you know what? I am blessed that I am made the way I am, and I'm wired out of the womb. I am wired to think and do the way I think. Now, of course, circumstances, all this, that, culture, it all changes the way you are. But my point is, I'm naturally wired the way I'm wired.
Right.
And I think it's very important that compassion is what we all need. If we all love each other, seriously, if we just realize that and realize that everybody's wired the same way, then we can all get away with fat shaming. Won't exist. It won't. And we won't judge people and worry whys. We just accept. It's like, you know what? You are the way you are. I hope you accept me the way I am, because this is the way I am.
I like that. That's
it. So compassion is where it's at, and understanding not everyone's wired the same way. And then otherwise, if I am blessed to be one of the leaders of this world, and God made that for me, God said, you know what, Jeremy, I'm going to make you a leader, and I'm going to wire you to lead others, then it's my responsibility to be a good steward of that. and to lead others that can't lead themselves. And I'm not responsible if they do it.
Yeah.
But I'm compassionate enough, and I understand that God gave me a gift. And that's why I'm at where I'm at today, because I care about people around me, and I want to help lead them, and I won't judge them. I mean, I'll judge in the sense that I won't do something with you if I feel like you're a threat to me in some way. That's the bottom line, man. We got to be a loving society and realize what you are and be what you are. You're a leader. I'm a leader. Mike, you're a leader. We're all leaders sitting in this table. We wouldn't be here right now.
Right.
So let's lead others, man, but let's do it with love, and that's the way I see it. That really is.
That's hell.
I think you just knocked it out of the
That's
park.
exactly what I was looking for.
That's the way.
And that's the note to wrap this up on.
Sure is.
All right. Well, thanks everyone for listening.
I hope everybody listens to the end of the show whenever this comes out, because that was moving.
Yeah, that was very, very amazing. Hey guys, like, subscribe, share. We're on YouTube. Find our channel, youtube.com @GenXTalkPod. We're on Facebook. We're on Instagram now. We're on TikTok, Twitter, and we're on Spotify. We're on Apple Music now. So check out, if you got an iPhone, check us out on your Apple Podcast and give us a 5-star review. We would